Good morning, a day with Caleb, and we get a better look at the Goliath today. Day 2, Fandemic Tour. We still have a little less than an hour before we enter the floor.
Go to register the photos, you know?
It's Cassidy McKinney, the coolest, nicest person. Had so much energy and enthusiasm. It was nice to see, especially on an early morning like today when you're kind of sleepy and tired, but she brought the energy level up, so that was neat. And you're seeing all the selfies she took. I let her grab my phone and take selfies because after Selma Blair, my camera does not react well when I take selfies, so that was a neat experience. Super nice young lady. And now we are going to 3 panels back to back to back. We are doing the Arrow panel, and then right after that is the Tunes, Twisted Tunes, Uncharted, Jim Cummings, and Jess from Animaniacs. So that is cool. And then last we'll end with Meeting the Grimes panel, Judith, Carl, and Lori, mother, son, daughter. So that'll be an interesting panel. Back, and then we'll come back for the last autograph of the day.
Hello, how are you guys doing today? Good, man. How you doing? I'm fantastic. Obviously, I'm sitting up here with some greatness. It is amazing. Not all heroes wear capes, but they definitely shoot arrows straight up here. That's how we do it. How are you? Good, man.
Great.
Good.
How are you guys?
Brand new pair of shoes. What do your feet feel like at the end of the first day? They're terrible. They're bleeding and they're hurting and all that stuff. And that's what it's like on that first day getting back in there. You're nervous. It's like the first day at school. You're seeing members of the crew again for the first time, the actors again for the first time. And, you know, again, like, there are no scenes where you could just kind of give 50%, right? You kind of want to on the first day and pretend that no one notices you.
Different sort of fear when you step on set.
For the pilot? Or,
Yeah.
I don't feel, I think there, that one scene, I guess like the first scene, there's this, this adrenaline rush. But once, for me anyway, I got that out of the way, sort of, I don't know, I ended up just sort of getting into the character, and so I stopped thinking about the camera, and, I just remind myself of, I try to be the character as much as I possibly can, but it also helps with the nerves, I think, to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the pilot we were in Vancouver for like a month before we started shooting. I get nervous more like in season 3, where I would show up, I'd fly back to Vancouver on Sunday night and be on set on Monday morning. That's when you get nervous, yeah.
Home Smallville, one hero?
No, I mean, the whole, like, it becoming the Arrowverse and all of these shows, none of that was thought about when they were making Arrow. The fact that the first season of Arrow was a success gave them being the creative team behind it, the opportunity to do other stuff. And then as we got into later years and all of the craziness that, stuff like Crisis on Infinite Earths and things like that, that's when, stuff like Smallville was coming back. But if anything, even though the pilot of Arrow and the pilot of Smallville had the same director, Arrow was literally, they wanted to take Smallville and whatever it did and just turn 180 degrees and go the other way.
Quite successful.
Well, I mean, maybe if we had done a couple more seasons, but no, they did this.
Well, so
Yeah, they did, Steven.
That's my bad.
Yeah, they did, Steven. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
But to be fair, what you guys created with Arrow was truly monumental. Like what we've seen as superhero fare, you guys brought realism to these characters that made it very accessible for even non-comic book fans. Were you guys comic fans before you started? Are you right now?
I wasn't necessarily, to be honest with you. Obviously, I did my research. The actor, me, should. But I was definitely a gamer growing up. And I definitely am a gamer still.
What's your platform?
Oh, well, it's actually funny because I was on set and through my laptop in between scenes or setups or something. I called it like my brain break. I would use a trackpad and my keyboard to play Call of Duty. And John Greenman will tell you, he would be like, I was literally, it's hilarious watching me play because I get so invested and I'm like,
I had a comic book collection growing up. I was a big Superman, Spawn, Lobo. Ironically, and this is not on purpose, I have never purchased a single Marvel comic in my entire life.
That's fair. He's an easy guy. Come on.
Yeah, I was an 8. But am I a fan? Like, I'm a fan now. Like, I was sitting in my trailer yesterday, doing my version of Brain Break, and I scrolled on and I saw that Spider-Man No Way Home was like available. I purchased it immediately, and like that's basically my plan for tonight.
I decided in season 6 that we were going to start to wrap it up, and I thought that the last season would be season 7. Then the original creator of the show, Greg Berlanti, had an idea for a truncated 8th season, and that just made the whole thing was like one long goodbye, because I'd be working with a director for the last time, or I'd be doing a scene with a certain actor for the last time, or like in the episode that Katie directed in the last season, which was episode, do you remember? It was like episode 3 was like, and that was my last time working with Katie as a director on the show. It was my first time in a long time, but I think last time working with Willa, who played Thea. And so every episode, every day on that entire last season, there would be some sort of tearful goodbye with somebody. And it sucked. It was rewarding, but it was very emotionally draining. So by the time we got to the end of it, and we shot the last scene last, and I walked into my trailer, and a bunch of my friends were there, and I was like, oh, guys, go away. So it was a lot, but it was what it is.
Katie, what was it like to come back and direct and be behind the camera as opposed to in front of it?
oh my gosh. Okay. When I discovered directing, and I was like, wait a second. So wait, you're telling me as long as I stay within the aesthetic of the show, I get to create this world? Shut up. Oh, I found my flow. This is where I'm supposed to be. I was like, oh my, I don't know how to explain it. It just was seamless. Not to say it's seamless, it's just when you sort of just know something, obviously I've acted for a long time, but I went through the Warner Brothers Directors Program, which I'm so grateful for. It was incredible, yeah. And I actually just got hired to direct my first feature film. I cannot say what the title is just yet, but there will be an announcement soon. So you got, sorry, I got off track.
No,
It was like
I'm off track.
directing, yes. I know, I'm trying to convince Steven to convince Heels to let me direct an episode of Heels at some point. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, the last season, Arrow was hard for me to say goodbye season 4, you know, but then to say goodbye again season 5, because they think they repeated that scene and had us reshoot my death scene. And then, you know, it's nice to come, you know, to these conventions and get to see, you know, we become like family when we're shooting. So it's nice to, it's like a little family reunion. We come, we get to see you guys, and, you know, it's just genuine camaraderie. Love it.
Thanks, and thanks you do that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Can you guys get in the background for our picture?
Because that's what he is.
And as expected, our little girl with no adult supervision asked a third child to accompany her to the woods. This is going to be ugly. This time they actually get a drugged pass out in a poppy field. Wow, there you go. And then it snows and they wake up. And now they sing Oz.
Along with a lot of other colors. It's pretty green. They head to the front door and ring the bell. Remember, kids, drugs are bad.
Right. If you please, sir, we want to see the wizard right away. All 4 of us.
Oh, jeepers! All this time, nobody can see the great Oz. Not nobody, not no how. Not even my lovely wife, Jessica.
No, please, it's very important.
Yeah, and you know what? I got a permanent just for the occasion. Nope, it says right here, not nobody, not no how.
But she's Dorothy.
Wait a second, the witch is Dorothy? Jeepers, that makes a difference. Just wait here, I'll announce you at once.
Did you hear that? He'll announce us at once. I'm as good as got my brain.
I can fairly hear my heart beating, old chum.
Oh, that's good. I'll be home in time for supper, and I will find you.
In another hour, I'll be king of the forest. Long live the king and stuff.
Your Majesty, if you were king, you wouldn't be afraid of anything.
Not nobody, not no how.
You wouldn't even be a woman, a rhinoceros.
Impossible.
I don't know who I was for a moment, because I'm losing my mind. How about letting him go bottomless?
Well, I would trash him from top to bottomless. Bottomless, sorry.
Suppose that you meant an elephant.
Okay, that would be iffy. But I would still wrap him up in cellophane. I'd show him who was king of the forest. How? I thought you'd never ask. Courage. What makes a king out of a slave? Courage. What makes the flag on the mast to wave? The wind, probably, but some courage. What makes the elephant charge his tusk in the misty mist and the dusky dusk and other things that rhyme with musk? Courage! That's what. What makes the Sphinx the seventh wonder? Courage. What makes the dawn come up like thunder? Well, if you had beans the night before, that would help. But what makes the Hottentot so hot? What puts the ape in ape record? What have they got that I ain't got? Courage. Now you could say that again. The end.
Yeah, all right, guys, you ready? You know them as Lori, Carl, and Judith from The Walking Dead. Please welcome Sarah Wayne Callies, Chandler Riggs, and Kaylee Fleming.
Hey, everyone.
every good story has an ending. I mean, I don't know, it's not exactly a show that I feel like it needs to go on forever. It has an ending. I mean, the comic books, they have an awesome ending, so I'm very, very excited to see kind of what the show decides to adapt from that and make into their own. It's gonna be cool.
I know Kaylee probably can't speak too much of it, but you just as a fan now, knowing kind of what your character has as a finish in the comics, are you kind of hoping to maybe see the same thing passed to her a little bit, or see that mirrored a little bit?
I don't know. I feel like that's definitely a possibility. I don't know. But she hasn't told me.
You can't get it out of her head.
I can.
Good. You're doing a great job.
What about you, Kaylee? How are you thinking about the end?
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody to see it. The last episode.
Great.
Can I just take a second to thank you guys for coming? You guys, it is deep being together. These conventions have always been kind of cool because we don't see you when you see us, so we don't know what you think about the show until we show up. But I don't know about y'all, I had a weird couple of years. I don't know if anybody else had a pandemic, but it feels like a reclaiming something beautiful to all be sitting together and sharing this space. So thank you for that, because it's healing something in the heart, and I'm very grateful to you guys for being there. And I have no idea how the show ends. I haven't ever watched the show, I haven't ever read the comic books, so I'm useless with the question. But thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Play some of the stuff from the comic books, like from Carl, to bring it to life. It was so cool. It's awesome.
We're just trying to figure out what the question was and how to answer it.
I think if our characters were still alive on the show, then what would they be doing in the comic book? It's like this new community.
Raising y'all.
Still jamming Motorhead, so there's that.
That's great. I'm curious to know, Lori, if your character, I'm sorry, no, you're not Lori, Sarah, if your character had survived, if you think Judith might have turned out a little bit differently than how her character is and her personality in the show, if she had been raised by Lori instead of raising Michelle.
Again, I know we can all say it together. I don't watch the show, so I don't know how she turned out. This human being seems to be killing it. I mean, it does.
I was 11, and now I'm about to be 15. So definitely grown up a lot, but I've also learned a lot along the way, and I've got to grow up everything.
Yeah, I think it was more about growing up on a set as incredible as The Walking Dead, more so than just growing up on a show. I mean, it's the cast and the crew on that set is just incredible. Like showing up every day, ready to put their heart and soul into a show that they believe in, that they're excited about. It's very rare to find, and yeah, it was just the luckiest thing that could possibly win. It's really cool.
You know, I gotta big ups these guys for a second. We were just talking about this backstage. Between setups, we, on the grown-up side, go like have a Gatorade or cool down or run our lines or calm down. These guys had to go to school. And so they were actually kind of working 2 full-time jobs in terms of going to work and going to school at the same time. And it's a huge burden on these guys. And then you gotta turn around from like geometry and give a performance. And it's really like, I gotta give them a lot of credit because that's harder work than I had to do. And I think they do it beautifully.
Still being young and started your career, you've already made such a name for yourself with these huge universes. I mean, Walking Dead is such a huge thing, but I mean, you've already done Marvel and Star Wars. So what is that like, getting to do these kind of things, and where do you see that taking you, the trajectory there?
It's really cool. Star Wars is really cool. That was like my first big thing. So I started acting when I was, I think in August or September, and then I did Star Wars in June, I think. So it was like really fast, but
That's like
Steven Yeun speed of light?
It was awesome, and I'm just super grateful. You're so cute! There is outside of the apartments. Or before. Still the apartments.
Thank you guys.
The handprint?
Yeah.
That was so sad. I remember filming the scene with Jason Rosita on the stairs where she's just like looking at him.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there crying. It was so sad just looking at him. So, I mean, it's definitely heartbreaking. I mean, she lost her only sibling. I mean, she lost her older brother. Somebody that she looked up to. So, yeah, it was really sad, but whenever we did that, I think everybody was crying on that day.
I wondered if that was, I didn't see the scene, but I was told about it. And I wondered if it was the actual, like, handprints that myself and the other actress that had played Judith put there that day. Did they mention if it was the same ones?
It was the ones that had been hanging up.
Right, yeah. Yeah, but I was trying to piece together if like they had recreated it, you know, as a prop or something. But
it's not as bad in real life though. But on TV it's
me personally, I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge gamer. Play a lot of video games where you kill zombies or so. And I realize that sounds a lot crazier than what I'm saying. It's like a movie where you kill people. I'm not a sociopath. But yeah, no, it never bothered me. I thought it was so cool seeing all the zombies and everything. It was literally like, especially in the earlier seasons, it was like living a dream. Playing all these cool video games and then going to get to be in a show where I'm like killing zombies is the coolest thing ever. Thank you.
All talk to each other, and there's this sense of like people hyping you and loving what you bring to the show and stuff like that. And you're scared of horror, and I'm scared of horror, so I think we're probably
Alright, I'm in the parking lot. You might wonder why, Caleb, you had a Jeffrey D. Morgan autograph left to go. Well, I could do a 10-minute rant on that and how when I did Walker Stalker for 6 years in a row, it was the same kind of mess. If you want the big stars, you have to get VIP. There's no question about it. Unless they do other cons in the future, Walking Dead cons, it's impossible. I had my general admission group 1, and he was doing all the VIPs, 3 groups of those. And sorry if you're hearing the motor. I turned the air on, but you can get pretty negative, but we're going to stay positive. I did get a refund. I can't make it back tomorrow. It's a 3-day event. Or else I could have got party and most likely got him, but there was no guarantee. I would have to get a hotel, drive, or go home, drive back, parking, then with Atlanta. Then, my Fandemic was not based on one person. I met some wonderful people day 1, day 2. Speaking of that, on the way out, I saw Elena Masterson, which we met day 1. No one was there at her table. I said, you know what? Let's end it on a good note. Don't end it on a negative, not getting someone's autograph. Went over, thanked her for coming, told her I was going. She remembered me, wished me well on my journey, and went on about my plaque again. So that was wonderful. That will end it, guys. I know y'all wanted Jeffrey D. autograph. I did as well. Him and Norman Reedus, probably never gonna get. Maybe next year. Same with Rick. He came maybe 2 times with Walker Stalker, but again, I didn't have VIP. So, general admission, unless you're going after the big guns, is the way to go, because those lines move way faster. But if you want the big guns, you gotta pay the big bucks, and I just can't. So, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this day 2 and day 1. This was more of a Q&A, some fun Q&As as well. But I'm going to travel back to Macon, Georgia. Hope y'all enjoyed. Stay safe. Walkers around every corner. Until next time, guys, keep collecting.